Hello, my name is Jack Sarkany. I'll be teaching honors chemistry this year to your child. The best way to get a hold of me is at my email, jsarkany@srbusd.net. And even though your child may want to have this occur, I'll do my best to make sure that it doesn't. A little bit about myself. I graduated from CSU East Bay when it was actually Hayward with a BS in chemistry. Got my credential also from CSU East Bay. They like taking my money so much. I got a master's in education from Cal State East Bay, and I've been teaching general chemistry for 14 years. This is my first year for honors chemistry. A couple important items. Again, my email is the best way to get a hold of me. Following directions, being thorough is very important. Trying to extract the details is obviously the hardest part of talking to any teenager, is usually talk to them. What did you do today? I did stuff. How are you feeling? Fine. And that's about the length that we get from them. So we're trying to expand on their abilities to do that for not only academia, but also for their everyday lives. I'm here every day after school for assistance, help, questions, and everything else. I'm running a flipped classroom, so you're getting a great example of that today, to where you're given a lecture sort of on a video that you can watch at home, and then we can do activities in class. The district homework policy does not apply to honors classes, but your child's individual homework will vary due to the fact that they're not required to always complete all of it. So depending upon your child's abilities, some may do more, some may do less, and that'll be based upon your child's ability. My class is a standards-based class, and those standards are based upon the NGSS, or Next Generation Science Standards that you did not go to school with, and neither did I. So when you see them and when you experience them, they will be different than what you grew up with. So some of you may have had some experience with a standard-based system for some of your children, and some maybe not. We all had an example of traditional systems. The student's grade is only based upon how well they demonstrate their understanding of the standard. This is, I want to say, more fair, more equitable, and achievable by many. Students are allowed to reassess most standards for a better or worse score based upon their performance. And the only reason I say most standards is because there are some standards that I have added to have in chemistry that we assess probably a dozen times in the semester. So with a dozen data points, you should be able to get a very good understanding of if they are able to perform that standard or not. Multiple assessments are used for each standard, so you'll see those throughout the course of this whole semester. They're not always in a traditional sequential order. You might have a standard be assessed once in the first month, then 2 more times in the 3rd month, and then 1 more time at the last part of the whole semester. The grade is not based upon behavior, meaning like tardies, meaning like, I don't know, getting suspended, talking back, that kind of stuff. It's not based upon attendance, being there, not being there, participation points, or how hard they work, how much they put in, or even how little they put in. All assessments, traditional pencil and paper tests that we're pretty used to, individual open note tests, sometimes those are lab based, so then they can use their own notes in order to answer the questions to see if they are understanding that standard, or things like lab reports. We still have those because those are still quite important for college level. Are all going to be completed in class, or at least I'm going to try to. This is my first time doing it, so I have to work on the timing. Or scheduled tutorial or after school time if your student requires more time. Again, a lot of these things are not necessarily time-based, but it does give a pretty good reflection that if a test should take 30 minutes and they're here for an hour and a half, that they're probably not going to be well to demonstrate that they understand that standard. There is a process to be able to do a reassessment that requires more activity than their original preparation. It will also require their original preparation. So if we had 4 homework assignments that led to a standard, they'll need to show that they have completed those in full and in addition done other things in order to prepare for those. Depending upon the assessment, because some are lab-based and some are traditional test-based, these different types of preparation will be different from time to time. I don't plan on having any final because that sign kind of defeats the purpose of a standards-based system. But I hope to have ability for students to kind of individually reassess during that finals time a limit of some of the standards we've had. I'm not sure about how many. It may be 4, it may be 5, it may be 3. Being my first year trying this and attempting this and having 180 possibly different finals, I'm going to be hedging my bets that I'm going to see how this goes. But that's my intention, to have that no end of the semester cumulative final, because that defeats the purpose of standard-based. So I'll open it up to any of your questions and see what you have to say.